Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, we're going to be counting down the top 10 Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Now you guys know there are a ton of Marvel Legends. Toy Biz made a whole bunch of them. A lot of them are really good. Some of them are really bad. So this list is just the top 10 figures that I could think of, the ones that came to mind when I was going through my collection. These ones stood out to me as some of the best. There are a lot of other figures that could be interchanged into this list, but these are the ones that I came up with. So let's go ahead and count them down, starting with number 10. The classic Toy Biz Juggernaut. Sure, his arms are a little bit too long and his torso is a little bit strangely articulated, but he's still a pretty darn good figure. Size alone, he's impressive, but he does have a ton of paintwork, nicely sculpted parts, not counting the proportions, and probably the best Juggernaut helmet we've seen on any figure. He's just a really solid figure. Hopefully the new one will be better, but this one is still pretty darn good and I think deserves a spot on this list. The Toy Biz Beardy Hulk is an often overlooked figure. It's covered in unique sculpt work and fancy paintwork. It's a really eye-catching figure, and it has some decent articulation to go with it. If you're looking for a Hulk figure that doesn't look like your standard green, normal-looking Hulk, this is definitely the one to get. It's going to stand out on the shelf and be pretty impressive up close. The Ultimate Captain America. He's got some really nice paint detail, he's got some really nice sculpted detail. Yes, he does have a little bit of a strange design for the traps and neck area, and his head might be a little bit too small, but he's easily the best classic looking Captain America we have. The only one that's even comparable is the face-off cap, which, if you want the true classic look, is better, but this guy has a much better paint job and overall better quality. Beta Ray Bill. I never thought much about this figure until I was looking back through my collection and I realized this figure's actually really good. It's got a ton of awesome sculpt work, a pretty decent paint job, and pretty solid articulation. Even the cape is unique to him. Everything about this guy is pretty well done. I feel like if they made this figure today, it'd be fantastic. Assuming they made it the way Toy Biz made figures rather than the way Hasbro does. Even the jaw is articulated. You really can't ask for too much more than what this guy has going for him. The Toy Biz Deadpool might be the most overrated figure of all time, but that doesn't mean it's not good. It's still particularly impressive in the paintwork, the number of accessories, and the articulation. Plus, it even comes with dupes, so that's a bonus. How many figures come with 2 guns, 2 sais, another pistol, and 2 katanas, all on top of some web gear, and has an interchangeable head? The answer is none. This guy really does stand out from the bunch despite his flaws. Still a fantastic figure. Cable is one of those figures that it technically has a lot of problems, but it has so much going for it. You can see the effort they put into it. A ton of new sculpt work, a ton of paint work, all of the buckles and seams and everything. It's all there. It all easily makes up for the problems of the figure, and it's a great example of how the Marvel Legends should be handled. This guy has it all, including a few problems, but we're gonna let that slide due to the age of the figure. The Fearsome Foe SpiderMan is built on the same body as the SpiderMan, which is regarded as the best of all time. Since that one isn't a Marvel Legends, this guy has to be on the list. He has a slightly lighter paint job and a different head, but he's one of the best Spider-Man figures all around. If you want the web going around his back, then this is the one for you because he does have that, and like I said, he shares the same body as the McFarlane Spider-Man. He's loaded with articulation and has a pretty cool paint job, so he's going to be a great Spidey to add to your collection. The Toy Biz Colossus is easily the best Colossus figure we've gotten to date. From the incredible amount of sculpt work to the shading in the uniform, to just the overall appeal of the figure, it's just fantastic. Really, the only thing wrong with this guy is the silver could be a little shinier, a little less dull. Otherwise, it's perfect. It is the perfect Colossus figure. Even better than the Marvel Select, which is known for having a really good sculpt. Nightcrawler. He impressed me as soon as I started collecting Marvel Legends. He's the reason I got into the line. He's got such a great combination of sculpt and articulation and likeness. I just couldn't get over it. The articulated fingers and toes to the bendable tail, the multiple joints in the torso, you really can't do too much better, even by today's standards. The only thing that doesn't make this figure a perfect figure, I think the head sculpt's a little bit off. Looks a little bit too much like a normal person rather than Nightcrawler himself, but still a super fantastic figure. This Green Goblin figure has an almost perfect sculpt with almost perfect articulation, with the glider, and a really nicely painted pumpkin bomb with the nicely painted face, and a variant with the unmasked head while he's holding the cowl. It's just a fantastic figure all the way around. This figure has the perfect blend of all the things I want in a Marvel Legends, so it's easily my favorite from Toy Biz.